I am Rosie Norman. I'm the Director of Recruitment, Admissions, and Financial Aid here at BU Wheelock, and we're excited to have everyone here to learn more about our graduate programs. I'm going to hand it over to Gabe to start our programming. Just so you know how the night is going to go, the admissions office is going to do an overview of our graduate programs and admissions, and then we will break out into program-specific rooms where you can learn more about your program information there. All right.
Awesome. Thank you, Rosie. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us here today on this Wednesday night. As Rosie said, my name is Gabe or Gabriel. You can call me either. I am the Assistant Director of Recruitment Admissions here at BU Wheelock. I am also a BU Wheelock alum. I came here myself to get my graduate degree and a master's degree from BU Wheelock in our reading education program. And I'm super excited to be talking to you all tonight. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So, just looking into our session overview, today I'll be providing kind of a general overview of Boston University as well as BU Wheelock. We'll start looking at BU as a whole, then zoom in a little bit to BU Wheelock, talk a little bit about our programs and kind of the range of our programs that we offer here at BU Wheelock. As Rosie mentioned, we will also be talking about the admissions process and what materials you'll be needing to have your application be considered. Our Brian Bowman, who you'll meet a little bit later, will be talking a little bit about financing your education here at BU Wheelock. And then we're going to break out into some programmatic breakout rooms, which will be joined by our lovely faculty who are joining us here tonight. Yeah, I'm super excited. So let's go ahead and get started. Boston University is one of the largest private comprehensive research universities in the greater Boston area. Boston University contains around 3 campuses, 17 schools and colleges, over 37,000 undergraduate and graduate students, with approximately 50% being graduate students, with over 14,000 faculty and staff. Yeah, so why BU Wheelock? So, being the first college at Boston University named after a woman, we proudly carried the name of Lucy Wheelock, an early childhood educator and staunch advocate for the rights of children and immigrant families. Go to the next slide. I wanted to take a quick moment to draw attention to our guide star here at BU Wheelock, which centers around transforming systems that impact learning and human development. At BU Wheelock, we are committed to being the cause of systematic and individual changes that lead to more equitable, diverse, and inclusive environments. As a student at BU, you will have access to a variety of resources available to you. Some of these resources include student health services, student groups, writing centers, peer tutoring, and much more. You will have also access to the BU Wheelock Gym, or the Boston University Gym, also known as the Fitness and Recreation Center, also known as the FitRec. At the FitRec, you can access programs such as dance, yoga, ice skating, Pilates, aquatics, spin classes, and much more. If you are a climber, then you are in luck. You will have access to an indoor 30-foot climbing wall, as well as sailing and rowing during the summer months. If you would like more information about the FitRec, you can scan that QR code right below that picture in the center and find more information on our website. We do also offer a variety of amazing centers here at Boston University, the Newberry Center, the Howard Thurman Center, the Center for Anti-Racist Research, and the Center for Career Development are all resources available to you as a student here at Boston University. And we can go on to the next slide. Awesome. So right here, we just wanted to show you kind of the depth of our programs here at BU Wheelock. We have quite a few programs, so I won't be going into every single one. But just for you to get kind of an idea of the amount and the range of programs that we do offer here, we have around 18 EDM programs, around 5 MAT programs, three Masters of Science or Masters of Arts programs, and 14 Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study or CAGS programs. For a full list of our programs, that is broken down not only by program type, but master, doctorate, etc. Please scan that QR code there at the bottom right of the screen, where you'll find the full list of the many incredible programs that we offer here at BU Wheelock. Yep. And next, we're going to talk about preparing your application, right? What do you need to be considered for one of our programs here at BU Wheelock? Well, first, you're going to need a resume or a CV, an unofficial or official transcripts. You're going to need a statement of qualifications and objectives, as well as an equity and inclusion statement. We require 2 letters of recommendation, and we do have an optional essay that is not required, is exactly that. It's optional, but sometimes there are, certain instances where applicants will want to provide more context into maybe some of their experiences on a resume or some grades or, that one semester sophomore year of your undergrad that you would just like to provide a little bit more clarity that you might not be able to in your statement of objectives, as well as your equity and inclusion statement. So I did want to provide that context. And upcoming deadlines. So I did want to kind of touch on some of our upcoming deadlines. Our sport counseling and child life and family centered care programs have passed as far as their deadline. Those pass on February 1st. If you are still interested in counseling, we do have mental health and school counseling, which the deadline for that is going to be March 15th of 2025 this year. For all other deadlines, we have a lovely QR code you can scan with your phone or whatever smart device you do have to kind of get all the other deadlines that are upcoming for the 2025 cycle. Just kind of a quick note about our deadlines. We do always encourage applicants to apply as soon as possible. This is kind of for a few reasons, but 2 of them being for kind of course availability and scholarship consideration, which Brian will be talking about in just a moment. But the best advice or the best thing I could, kind of lend to anyone who is interested in applying to our programs is to apply as soon as possible. It gives yourself a little bit of leeway and a little bit of grace as far as, getting all your application materials in and on time and letting your recommenders do the same as well. With that being said, I'm going to pass it over to my colleague Brian Bowman, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about financing your education here at BU Wheelock.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gabe. Hopefully everyone can hear me all right. Um, yeah, just a little bit about me first before we get into this. I have been working in financial aid for just about 9 years now, 2.5 of which here at BU Wheelock as the Associate Director of Recruitment Admissions and Financial Aid. I am also a Boston University alum, not a BU Wheelock alum, but I did graduate from Boston University as an undergrad in 2015. Love this community, love being a part of it. Really excited to see so many people interested in it, and hopefully we can have more conversations later. This is going to be a very high level kind of financing your degree discussion. If you want more resources, please, by all means, scan this little QR code down at the bottom. If you are someone that's already been accepted into a program, I saw a couple of those in the chat. Definitely be on the lookout for our office hours so you can talk to me one-on-one. But for the rest of you that haven't actually seen this yet, just a little bit about our financial aid policy here and our financial aid I guess, philosophy is that we're trying to give out as many scholarships as possible. We want to make it as financially feasible for you to join our community as possible. Last year, we did give out $5.1 million in scholarship. That actually is an average from the last few years. And in that past year, 60% of our applicants were offered some form of scholarship funding. Now, what that scholarship goes toward is helping to pay for this total cost of tuition. So important to note here on the left-hand side of your screen, these are the rates for 24-25. So this past fall and this upcoming spring, or the spring that we're currently in. I do anticipate these are going to change slightly, but just as a reference point for you, this is what our full-time tuition, so everyone taking a full-time course load, is expected to pay as a flat rate. And then you have a lot of agency to be a part-time student as well. We do want to make sure it's very affordable for all of you that are trying to join us to continue your education, or if you're already working in a school district, et cetera, et cetera. You'll notice that the price per credit, if you really break down the tuition costs here, we do have a very discounted rate for our part-time students. So definitely something to consider if you're very worried about, making sure that this is an accessible program for you, but very excited for you to come and talk to me and we can have more discussions about it. Yeah, and that leads me to my next point. We are here to help. It's myself. We also have a coordinator, Michaela Weinzerl, who helps out with financial aid as well. And we work very hard to make sure that you all feel heard and you have access points to us, especially during this admissions process. Really, we help all international domestic students. You are all going to be considered for scholarship once you've applied. To Gabe's point before, please apply early. As much as I would like to get a scholarship to everyone, we do have, a limited share of scholarship funding that we can offer. So, sooner rather than later is definitely preferable. And it also gives you more time to be proactive and start your plan. We don't need any supplemental applications for the scholarships. That's a question we get a lot. Just a holistic review of your application is all that's necessary for us to determine whether or not you're going to be eligible for a scholarship. And then you will see that scholarship given to you in your letter of admission. Were you selected for a scholarship? And then I also help out facilitating all federal financial assistance and also private education loans. So I saw a couple students here joining us from other countries. Welcome. Very excited that you're here. We do have a few options for students that are actually joining from an international country in terms of like private education loans that we can help connect you with. But for all you students that are coming to us from the United States, I would help you walk through the process of getting your FAFSA in, applying for your federal direct loans, basically walking you through that entire process of how we can kind of bridge that gap between the tuition costs and the other pieces of your cost of attendance. And without further ado, I will give it back to Gabe.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. And yeah, just going to the next slide, I just wanted to talk about some frequently asked admissions related questions really quick before we wrap things up with the general presentation here. The first one is there a GPA requirement? A very common question that we get here in graduate admissions. And the answer to that is no. There is no GPA requirement. BU Wheelock considers a variety of factors, including a student's academic performance and their fit within the program. The second very frequently asked question is the GRE required for my program? The answer to that is no. We do not require the GRE. However, if you have already taken it and would like to submit it, our school code is 3087. How long should my application essays be? This would be relating to your statement of qualifications and objectives, as well as your equity and inclusion statement. We do require that those essays be around 2 pages double spaced. And then the last question, do I need to submit an official evaluation of my international transcript? The answer to that is no, you do not need to have an international transcript evaluated or officially evaluated by any of these agencies. As long as the transcript is translated into English and includes a grading scale that our faculty can kind of use to guide them as they are evaluating your past grades and courses. That's really all we would need for consideration to our program. Yeah, we're good to go to the next slide. All right. And just a couple things before we get into the breakout rooms. Well, first off, I wanted to say thank you for everyone joining us here tonight. I see someone is from Madrid. People are here locally. People are here from Ghana and all parts of the world. So a really big thank you for investing in yourself and in the possibility of graduate study here at BU Wheelock. And other things, I did want to point out some important contacts. Brian in the financial aid portion of graduate admissions is here to help, like he said. And the best place to contact him and Michaela would be at weaid@bu.edu. For questions regarding your program or the kind of the admissions process, and any kind of materials, you're gonna want to jot down that wegrad@bu.edu email. And last but not least, I did want everyone on here who attended this session to get an application fee waiver. If you do end up applying to be Wheelock, we did want to kind of remove some of that financial barrier in order to do so. If you scan the QR code, this will bring you to a form. And all you'll really need to do to complete this form is to start an application, and that application will give you a CAS ID number. That CAS ID number is kind of like another word for an application number. Once you have that CAS ID number, you're going to be able to fill out this form, and then it'll take probably 2 to 3 days for it to be processed. And then the $95 fee, application fee, will be essentially voided right before you send your application here to BU Wheelock. So I did want to give folks a moment to just make sure that you're kind of bookmarking that page, so that whenever you are ready to apply here to BU Wheelock, that we can kind of save you kind of that expense and remove that barrier from you.